iOS 17 top 20 new features. So today is Monday, September 18th, and Apple is going to unveil to the world iOS 17 official for any iPhone dating back all the way to 2018. So if you have an iPhone XR, XS, XS Max, or any phone with basically the Apple A12 Bionic chipset and onwards, you are eligible to upgrade to iOS 17. Now, I've been running the developer beta for basically ever, and I have the RC candidate, which is essentially the release candidate or basically the same software you're going to see in just a couple of hours here on your main iPhones. And this version is 21A329. It probably will be the same number or very identically close to that. So just keep that in mind. So we're going to start with the very first one, which is standby. Okay, so the very first feature is the new standby mode. I'll show you how to enable it in a second here. But basically, when you put this thing on a MagSafe charger, you're going to be able to see things like weather, your morning stocks. You'll be able to see a clock right here. And you can go through these right here to see which one fits your style and what you like. But this is going to be pretty nice if you like to keep your phone by your desk while you're working or by your bedside when you are waking up, or maybe you like to keep it docked on your car, you know, on top of your dash. Maybe this would be good for that, but mostly the first two I mentioned. Now here's how you go ahead and enable this feature. So you go over here to settings in iOS 17. Let's go to settings here. And under wallpaper, you'll see the section right here. It says standby. So if I go ahead and click standby here, you can go ahead and turn it on here, and then you'll have always on display. And also there's a night mode, which will kind of change the tint of the color of it, so it's not too bright at nighttime if it's on that, you know, bedside stand or whatever, wherever you're going to have this placed. But that's the very first feature, is standby. It's pretty nice. Second one is basically contact posters. So go over here. You'll have the ability to add different things like memojis to different people or something like that. So essentially, Apple is giving you some customization with the way your contacts look. In addition, you can go ahead and add other things, not just memojis. In addition, you can go ahead and add different photos to different contacts, change the color tones and stuff like that as well. And then you can have a monogram if you want that, with just the letters, and kind of change the colors of how that's going to look. So contact posters are going to basically fill the screen, so when you see it, you definitely know who's calling you and stuff like that. Pretty cool feature, I'd say. Okay, the next one is live voicemail. Now, I can't directly show this because I don't have an incoming call at the moment, but it shows it you can go to applenewsroom.com. They show it right here. Essentially, when somebody's calling you and they leave a voicemail, you'll be able to see it in live time. So essentially, you can actually pick up this call or message them back immediately. This can be game changing for those people who aren't sure who's calling, and they just don't ever answer because they don't recognize the number. That can be a big deal for a lot of people. So that's a nice new touch as well. Okay, and within iMessage, we do have a new stickers experience. Hit the plus icon on the left. You'll see it pops up into a nice list. That's a little bit different, but if I click stickers here, you also be able to create your own stickers from your photos. You can see I created an Apple Watch and an iPhone 14 Pro box right there. So the stickers experience is going to get improved in iOS 17 in messages. So within FaceTime, you'll be able to go ahead and leave, you know, different audio messages and video messages to people who don't pick up. So again, not going to show that directly, but that's a new feature in iOS 17. The ability to leave audio and voice messages through FaceTime. Pretty nice touch if you're a heavy FaceTime user. Next one is if you're a big fan of iOS's widget system, you know, their new widgets. I really like their widgets. They look clean. You now have the ability to interact with some of them. Not all of them are going to be ready right out of the gate, but a lot of them will be including reminders. So if you do have things you got to get done throughout the day, you want to click this away, there you go. You can just tap right on the widget and be on your way. Okay, so number 7 is going to be Namedrop. So if you have 2 iPhones, we're not going to actually do it here because this phone, I only have beta on this one, but you'll bring both iPhones together and it's going to be able to share this contact directly with, you know, another person's phone if they have AirDrop on and iOS 17. So nice little way to exchange information without having to say, hey, let me write your number down real quick. All you got to do is be like, hey, bro, AirDrop that thing and you'll be on your way. Well, they're going to say it, name drop that thing now because it used to be AirDrop for other things, but they're taking the AirDrop naming and they're taking it over to name. So name drop like AirDrop. Okay, so when it comes to the iPhone keyboard, it has always been such a great experience to type on, but the autocorrect is getting even better here in 2023 with iOS 17. So they actually are just improving the accuracy of this within English language, French, and Spanish, with probably more languages coming soon. But the autocorrect is going to get even better. And iPhone already has the best autocorrect in the business, I would say. Right up there with the best Google keyboards out there for sure. So this is, to me, the best autocorrect out there. I love typing on the iPhone keyboard. So the next one is within Safari. So go into settings, Safari, and you'll scroll down here. And you'll see this area that says new profiles. So profiles will allow you to keep your browsing separated if you want to make separate profiles for work and school. Why is this important? You can go ahead and customize these as well. You can call it school. And this is important because if you want to have a separate profile within your Safari browser, so you're not getting distracted with silly websites that are going to break your focus, you can keep those websites within the school profile just on, research and stuff like that, whatever you need to do related to school. And then when you get home, you can pop over into the personal profile. So this is pretty cool. Okay, so we're in Safari here. You'll see personal tab groups down here, profiles, click profiles. When we click that, you'll see there's that little school we created right there. So I'm gonna click school, and now it's only gonna have a blank page because I haven't actually got to school yet. I'm not in school right now. We're in the school of iOS, but we can go ahead and start, making different things we're looking up here. I think this is really awesome if you want to keep your Safari browsing very focused. So they're also adding more security features within Safari, like hide IP addresses, private browsing. You can use Face ID to unlock this, which means that people can't snoop into your private browsing if they get a hold of your phone. In addition to that, there's a new feature with private relay as well, which essentially it's going to make the phone just basically give you a lot more security when it comes to the iCloud and stuff like that. But this is a new feature as well, private search engine, where you can use your own private search engine within private. So everything about Safari is getting more locked down in iOS 17. So just keep that in mind. Not only is it getting more useful with the different profiles, but more secure, more ability to hide trackers and stuff like that. It's a big update here if you use Safari a lot. All right, guys, so here's another new feature within iOS 17. So if you're in an article, and I love this one, click the A, you go down here to where it says listen to page.
iOS 17. Learn more. This article needs additional citations for verification. June 2023.
So you'll see you can now listen to the page that you were previously reading. And then if you go ahead and click here and hit listen to page, that will, hold on, I think I messed that up. If we go here to listen to page,
iOS 17.
Go to listening controls. You can pause the article and then come back to it later. Now, I don't know about you, but there's a lot of times I just don't want to read a whole article and I rather the phone read to me. I actually was downloading apps to try to emulate that functionality, but now we have it here on iOS 17. So thank you, iPhone, for talking back to me, reading the article to me. Just one more step in my, whole lazy journey that I've been on, trying to find lazier ways to get, things done. Because I don't know about you, but with this fast-paced world, sometimes I don't got time to read all the time. And I just want a lazier way to get that read to me, just like an Audible book or something like that, so I could focus on what really matters. So let me know your thoughts on the new listen to page feature. Hey, listen, guys, Siri, weather for Chicago. Essentially, just Siri. Just say Siri and it will respond. Now, it's not responding to me because I'm talking directly to the mic, but you just seen right there, we no longer have to say, hey, Siri. This is going to be an adjustment period, but still, it's pretty cool that they're taking that back again. Easier. One less word to say. Okay, next one within Apple Maps, you can now download offline maps. So find the area you want to go. So this is the Apple Park campus. Click right here. You can just click anywhere you want on the map. Look, let's drop a pin right there. Let's go ahead and drop right here. Hold on. Let's drop a pin. And then I'm going to go ahead and show you download. So when you hit download, you can zoom in or out and grab the area that you want to download. Google Maps has had this thing forever, but you now get it on your iPhone. So if you want to go ahead and download offline maps for those areas, like maybe you're going into a subway, you're going to lose signal, you need to see where you're at, you could do that before you get into those areas. So pretty cool. Okay, so the next one is within messages. Again, it's called the check-in feature. So you go over here when you are messaging somebody, you click the plus icon, scroll down here, and you'll see right there, check in. So when you hit check in, it should pop up. Hold on. Maybe mine's not working today. Oh, there we go. So it'll say, let your friend know you have arrived with check-in. Hit continue. iPhone will keep up with your progress. And then hit continue. And then it'll tell you if you want to share location data and things like that. It gives you like the control if you want limited location or precise data. So check in. You can now check in with family and friends in iOS 17. Huge new update for those parents who just want to know their kids got to school safe, they're walking to school, or whatever, you know, they're coming home or they're not able to talk to them at the moment. This is going to be huge for multiple different occasions. Again, iOS 17 is a big experience improvement, not really a visual change, but in the iOS 17 messages, go over here to the plus icon. Now you can quickly share your location. I'm not going to share mine at the moment because I'm not exposing my location here live on camera, but you can now quickly share that location without like looking for a feature to drop the pin or, you know, it's just easier now to go ahead and share your location. So Apple is launching a new journaling app, but it's not here yet. You're not going to have it on the first version of iOS 17, the official version. You're going to have it later in probably 17.1 or 2. It's going to probably come before the end of the year. But even when you get your new 15 Pro, you're not going to have the journaling app right away. That's kind of disappointing. I really want that feature. I love journaling app on phone because I love to journal. So I'm looking forward to it. But journaling app, not quite ready, but it is a new feature, so I had to mention it. At number 17 resides within Apple Health. So let's go to Apple Health. And it's mostly mental well-being features. So scroll down here, you'll see medications, heart, mobility. We had that before. Now we have mental well-being. So it'll tell you your anxiety risk, state of mind. You can log these things and check these out. But here's the big deal. Logging your emotions and moods. You can get started, and the benefits of logging is you can keep track of how you understand how you're and support your own mental well-being. So if you're like tracking, like what gets focused on gets improved upon. So I really feel like this is a good feature because if you are looking into your emotions and tracking them, you can actually become conscious that, okay, I'm feeling anxious. Let me do something about this. But if you just brush it under the rug, how are you ever going to know? So I really do like this. Right here, you have the ability to log those emotions and the mood. It's really going to improve the mental well-being. Also, Apple is throwing tips in here about why you should get some sunlight. You know, and most people should know that already, but at the same time, if you don't, they're going to tell you about getting a good night's sleep, you know, why sleep is important. And I'm sure this mental well-being area is going to get proved upon. This is also going to pair directly with Apple Watch. So if you do have an Apple Watch, you'll be able to log it directly from your wrist. So I have two features here for 17 and 18. Photos gets improved with on-device machine learning. It's going to actually be able to quickly locate your favorite people, dogs, cats, and pets. But the second one, and one I like a lot, is this new visual lookup, which is also using on-device machine learning down here. You'll see right here, if you see this little star icon next to the info button, you're going to see that it gives you the ability to look up whatever it's seeing, like food or whatever it detects, maybe stores, stuff like that in your photo if it's able to detect those. And you'll see results. It'll show you what recipes you can do with these bananas. Like you can make frozen bananas, you can do, banana custard recipes. And this is pretty cool because maybe you just see a food and you're like, what do I do with this thing? So that can be a pretty neat new touch in iOS 17. Actually, I said that wrong. That was actually 18 and 19. The final feature is adaptive audio. So this is going to be able to adapt to AirPods and spatial audio and all that stuff a lot better here in 17. Now, one last thing I want to talk about here is there are going to be collaborative playlists in Apple Music. However, some of these features are not fully baked already. They're going to get improved over the year. There's a ton of new features, like if you really want to dig deep into the whole system, and there's a few new features in Notes as well. And I'll leave a link to the Apple Newsroom if you want to go deep into the research of every single thing that really matters. You see, there's a lot more, but we're not going through every single thing. This is 20 ones I think you'll really probably notice. But let's take a look at the actual system, and you'll see it's still smooth. You can see that, the control center is essentially the same. When you swipe down, the search is a little cleaner looking, but pretty similar. If we go into settings, let's look at wallpapers here because I want to see what kind of wallpapers they're adding. You see the one I have on now is an iOS 17 wallpaper. The kaleidoscope section is new, and they have a few new in the astronomy section as well. So if you like those, that's pretty cool. But scrolling down, they do keep my 14 Pro. So they listen, they're not taking away those stock wallpapers that came with the phone. Still, I don't think there's a ton of new wallpapers. They still don't have a huge amount. So I like to see some more variation in this department. And overall, the performance has been pretty rock solid. It's just a clean software update. Once again, not going too far away from what you already know with iOS, but giving you a lot of experience upgrades. This is just keeping what you know, but polishing it. And that's iOS 17. That's basically everything you're going to notice and really play with. And if you want to dive deeper, there's plenty of videos that will tell you 500 new features. Go check those out if you want to go deeper. But these are my top 20. Thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you haven't already. Let me know your thoughts on iOS 17. Are you downloading it? If you're watching this video by the time you did, how's it going? Is it buggy? You don't care? Let's hear about it. Let's talk iOS 17. Down below, Nick here. Be sure to be well. Catch you on the next one. Peace.